Hi everyone, a very good evening to all of you, and welcome back once again to Free Shiksha IELTS daily classes. So, we are on the verge of finishing our Free Shiksha daily classes for IELTS exam preparation for the month of October. And yes, in November, very soon, we'll be coming up with another set of free and fresh classes of IELTS preparation. So guys, today we are starting with the speaking module, and so far we have finished with the reading, listening and writing module. So today we are going to focus on the first part of speaking module, that is your part 1. It's basically in general, we have 3 parts to IELTS speaking, and part 1 is your general questions about the candidate. This is one of the easiest parts of the whole speaking module. So yes, before we actually jump into the today's session, I would like to remind all of you, especially the ones who are joining us for the first time, that please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And our YouTube channel is with the same name, guys, Shiksha Study Abroad, as you can see it in front of you. And also, please do not forget to register with us. So the registration link is given just below this live video which is going on. So you just have to click on the registration link and it will directly take you to our landing page, where we have actually prepared a very beautiful IELTS calendar along with the dates and the days, and along with that we have mentioned the topics as well as subtopics, so that it's easier for you to join the sessions according to your own will, or even if you have any of your weakness areas in the IELTS exam according to the modules, in relation to modules. So yes, you can join the classes according to that. So that calendar will help you in that way. And also, with the help of that registration link in the description below, you can get in touch with our expert counseling team for free counseling sessions. You do not have to pay anything for registration as well. And also you can find many downloadable sample papers free of cost. So you can download all the sample papers for free for your practice session. So these are just few of the perks which you can actually avail after getting registered with us for free. So guys, let's jump on to today's session now, and let's come back to our slide which says to be covered speaking part 1. So as I told you, speaking part 1 is general questions about the candidate. Now let's check it out. How does the part 1 actually work along in the IELTS speaking exam? So name and ID check. This is the first step actually which happens when you enter the examination hall for speaking exam. So this part of the test lasts for 4 to 5 minutes. So as we know now that there are 3 parts to your IELTS speaking test, and the first part lasts for about 4 to 5 minutes. At the start of the test, you will give your full name, give the name you want the examiner to call you, and you will also show your ID or passport, most probably passport, because that is what is required out of you. But yes, they might ask you about an ID of yours as well. So just I would advise all of you who are willing to take IELTS exam, especially in the speaking exam when you have to appear in front of the examiner in physical, then definitely you should carry at least one extra ID of yours, so that by chance if they ask, you should have it. Now, tips. What are the tips for part 1 and for the examination hall? First is arrive early. That is very crucial, because arriving early and being punctual will be the first impression which you'll give to the examiner. And yes, that should be good, right? So second is relax and smile as you walk into the room. So smile works a lot. It's not just an inferior thing to talk about here for the IELTS speaking test especially. Definitely you should smile when you are in the examination hall for your speaking test. Then third is have your ID ready. As I said, an ID of yours, extra in fact, and of course a passport. And it should be the same one which you registered with, okay, for your IELTS exam. So don't be too formal. Definitely the examiner also wants to feel friendly with you, but that doesn't also mean that you have to be very informal. Just be semi-formal. Then IELTS speaking is a test of natural conversational English, not formal academic English. So just keep that in your head and enter the room. The next step should be introducing yourself, especially when the examiner asks you to introduce. So next you will be asked 2 to 3 questions on one of the following topics. So the topics might seem something like this, very common in knowledge wise, very common and very normal day-to-day life related to that. So for example, work, studies, hometown, home, or flowers, trees, rooms, or your hobbies. It can refer to anything, so you should be very much impromptu and very much quick in answering your questions. So these questions are really a kind of warm up for both you and the examiner, okay, because both of you are meeting each other for the first time. So definitely you need to feel very calm and composed and comfortable with him or her. So definitely this is one of the parts which will actually make you comfortable with speaking to the examiner. So use this time to get relaxed, okay, and use this time also to make a good first impression. So first thing, as I said, is smile, be confident, and use simple language to warm you up. So no need to hurry and no need to make a haste and make a lot of mistakes regarding your grammar or vocabulary even. Please do not flaunt your vocabulary in the first part itself. If you are very much natural with it, then go for it. But if you're not natural with hard words and with the usage of difficult words, then I would advise and suggest not to go with such kind of words, because that will just ruin your confidence and it might make you more nervous. So just be very, very simple in your language, especially in the first part of IELTS speaking. Next is topics 1 and 2. Now, you will be asked 3 to 4 questions on a first topic and then a further 3 to 4 questions on a second topic. What are the tips for doing well in these parts? For these questions, you should give fairly short answers. Now, short doesn't mean one word or one phrase, at least few lines, maybe 3 to 4 or 2 to 3 sentences at least for one answer. Okay, and spend about 10 to 20 seconds on each answer. So I think 10 to 20 seconds for average person with an average speed of speaking would be around, would come around the time as 10 to 20 seconds. Now do not worry if the examiner interrupts you, because the examiner might interrupt you, so please do not worry about that. Most questions are about you, so definitely no need to get nervous. You know everything about yourself, right? So yes, just speak confidently about whatever the examiner is asking about you. So talk about you and your own life and experience. Of course, your answers should be related to your questions. Some questions are yes and no questions. That means they need your opinion, they need a closed answer. Example, do you like your hometown? However, never just say yes or no. You need to expand your answer. So after saying yes or no, you need to give the reasons, you need to give the ideas and details. Why do you actually like or love your hometown? Or why don't you actually like or love your home? Now give a direct answer, explain why, and maybe add a detail or an example. Okay, that will finish your answer as a whole. Now, tip 1 is, let's go through the tips in detail now. So first tip is, don't memorize the answers. That is a very big no. So don't memorize answers, especially in part 1. Memorized language doesn't give the examiner an accurate measure of your English language skills. The examiner will be able to tell if you have memorized your answers, and this may influence your final band score. Tip 2. Don't use big and unfamiliar words. Very, very important. I have seen myself, candidates of mine taking big fat words and ruining their whole speaking test just for one part. So yes, please do not do that. You may want to impress the examiner with big and complex words in your speaking test, but to be safe, avoid using these words if you are not familiar with them. There is a higher chance of making mistakes by either mispronouncing those words or by using them in the wrong context. So mistakes can affect your final band score. So please be very attentive and very, very, cautious while using your words. So use a range of vocabulary that you know which is relevant to the topic being discussed. Look at the topics in tip 10 and making vocabulary lists or mind maps to help you learn more words and phrases connected to these topic areas. Now, what is tip 3? Use a range of grammatical structures. That means When IELTS examiners assess your speaking skills, they mark you against the following assessment criteria. Now, what are those criteria? First is fluency and coherence. Second is lexical resource. Third is grammatical range and accuracy. And fourth, but not the least, is pronunciation. Don't worry about your accent. So, whichever accent you carry because of your mother tongue influence, please do not worry about that. Just be very, very natural with your accent. No need to implement or copy anyone else's accent. Okay, it's your English language test and you have to express in your own way. All right. Next is pause to think. So I have seen a lot of people going and talking in a hurry or haste. Please do not do that because you have ample amount of time. If you're taking too much time, then definitely the examiner will stop you and ask another question. So that will be like a hint to you that you need to, hurry or maybe increase your speed a little bit. But yes, until unless the examiner is not stopping you too much or too frequently, then definitely please go with your normal pace and pause to think and take a break, maybe of 1 or 2 few seconds, and use phrasal verbs and transitional verbs just to start your answer. No need to come directly to the topic sentence. If you want to think, you can use many phrases just to think, okay, because those phrases will fill in the gap in between. Now, next tip number 6 is avoid using fillers. So, of course, many of us, and in fact, everybody of us, does use filler some or the other time while speaking, especially when you get nervous and you do not have words. You lack words to express yourself or to maybe say something which you want to say. So, definitely, then we tend to use a lot of words like, well, yeah. So these are few of the fillers which you need to avoid. If you have used them in the speaking test maybe once or twice, that's fine, but not more than that. Now, next tip number 7 is extend your answers. So please do not give the answer just in one word or phrase. You need to keep them in detail so that the examiner can evaluate you while you're speaking. And when will you speak? When you will elaborate your answer, when you will give the details of the answer. Just by saying yes or no or maybe 1 or 2 words, the examiner cannot evaluate you. He need to hear the whole paragraph or many sentences to get to that point that he can evaluate you. So yes, tip number 8, smiling helps pronunciation. Of course, when you smile and when you see in the examiner's eyes and then speak, that will build up your confidence, that will connect you to the examiner. And if you are looking here and there, and if you are not looking at him in his eyes and speaking boldly and very confidently, then definitely the examiner would feel that you are lacking confidence and maybe you do not have words, or you are a shy person, or you are very calm and soft. You can be calm and soft, but again you need to have that confidence to talk to the examiner just right, sitting right in front of you. So yeah, no need to see here and there. Maybe once or twice you can look here and there, but not too much, okay, so that the examiner doesn't feel that you're lacking confidence. Okay, tip number 9 is don't speak in a monotone. That means you need to speak with variations. You need to have intonations in your voice, in your sound while speaking. That means intonation means the rise and fall of the pitch. Okay, so monotone means a robotic kind of voice. That means like the way robots speak. Okay, so that means in a flat tone, not having variations. So definitely do need to have variations in order to be sounded as human. So tip number 10 is practice common IELTS topics. Definitely, there are many topics which you can actually prepare from. And in my previous videos also, I have discussed so many sample questions and answers. So definitely, I'm sure you would like to go through them once so that you can prepare very well for your speaking IELTS test. Now next is I have prepared some sample questions for you from different categories of topics. So first, for example, first topic which I have taken here is advertisements. Okay, and you can see the questions are related to advertisements. For example, the first question is, what book would you take on a long journey? Right? Computers, coming to computers. So do you use computers, or what do you use a computer to do? Right? So these are some of the questions. So guys, you can practice from these questions when you want to come back to this video and rewatch them, and maybe take some time out and practice from the sample questions. So as I said, please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Shiksha Study Abroad, and definitely do not forget to register with us for free. You do not have to pay anything. And guys, if you have any questions regarding today's class, or maybe the classes which we have done in the past, and maybe you have rewatched the video again and you came up with some question, please do not hesitate to put it down on the comment section, and we shall get back to you as soon as possible. Alright, thank you so much for your time, guys, for watching us live. We will come back to you tomorrow with a fresh new topic. So most probably tomorrow we are going to handle and learn about topic number 2, that is part 2 of your IELTS speaking test. Part 2, I'm sure many of you must be knowing it. You get cue cards. Okay, so yes, tomorrow we are going to learn about task cards or cue cards. And till then, keep practicing for your IELTS, and thank you so much again, guys. Bye bye. Take care.